Actually, when you are considering the normal laboratory usage purpose, those are called practical sources, as you know already. But in case of the normal calculation purpose, whatever they'll give in your exam or in your books, those are considered as sometimes ideal sources, sometimes actually practical sources. That means when you consider the voltage source, if it is an independent source, then independent voltage source will have the two kinds. One is ideal source and one is practical source. Same in case of the current source also, we will have ideal current source and we will have practical current source. That means there are in the independent sources we are having four types. Then you are having the dependent sources, as you know already. Then let me remind you about dependent sources. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone name the dependent sources? You know, I think so. You come across this? If you come across this one, current controlled,
current source,
current source,
current controlled voltage source,
current controlled voltage source,
voltage controlled voltage source,
voltage controlled voltage source.
voltage controlled current source.
Very good. You can, as she told exactly, we are having voltage controlled voltage source. VCVS we will call voltage controlled voltage source. Then there is a different notation for this also. We will discuss that thing. Okay, we are controlling the voltage source through some voltage. That is actually voltage controlled voltage source. You know this already. Okay. Then you have voltage controlled current source, she told, VCCS. Okay. Here voltage controlled current source. Okay, then you have current controlled voltage source and current controlled current source. These are basically the dependent sources. Okay, that four dependent sources we have, four independent sources we have. Based on these only, we'll basically operate all the appliances, whatever we'll give those appliances mainly consisting of these sources are the basic supply to the which will give power to the electric circuits. Then out of these, let me first give you the glimpse of ideal voltage source. When you are considering about the first thing I am actually talking about, the first one is ideal voltage source. As the name is telling you everything, there is a voltage source and which is ideal one. If you have this kind of a voltage source, you have a voltage source for suppose, then this voltage source is connected to some element, some impedance value. I'll take that load impedance. Okay, then how this one will behave, we'll see. This is the load impedance, which is a varying one. Then in this case of voltage source, we are having the source voltage which is equal to V subscript S. Then this is actually generating some current to the load that is equal to VL, and some voltage will be existing across this channel. What happens here is, mainly when you are considering about ideal voltage source, for this ideal voltage source, if you draw the characteristics, you are drawing the characteristics of IL versus Vs, then you will get the constant voltage. Why? Because it is actually the DC1. DC1 you will get the constant voltage value, you will get exact straight line, you will get this is actually constant irrespective of the load current. Okay, that means what is happening inside here is, whenever you are considering the internal resistance of this voltage source, then this internal resistance is equal to 0. Internal resistance is equal to 0. Then only you will consider a source, voltage source is actually the ideal one. When you consider the ideal voltage source, obviously the internal resistance is equal to 0. Then only you can consider that voltage source is as an ideal voltage source. Why? Because when you have a simple circuit, let us suppose we will have a simple circuit of 10 volts battery. Let's suppose I am taking 10 volts battery or 10 volts ideal voltage source is supplying, is connected to some resistance R, let us suppose some resistance value R. Then because of this 10 volts, the current is flowing through this one, there is existing some voltage across this R. We will calculate these values. For suppose you are changing this load, the load is R value, we are changing the load side, this value that is indicating that variable impedance. Same like here we are varying the resistance value. For suppose if you consider R value, okay, if you consider the IL, that is load current, if you consider VL in all the cases, okay, in all the cases, then can anyone tell me what is the value of, if R value is 1 ohm, what is the value of IL? If resistance R is equal to 1 ohm, then what is the value of load current? This is the load current. What is the value load current? 10 volts is the voltage. R is 1 ohm. 10 by 1, directly you will get the current is equal to 10 ampere. Right? 10 ampere only. Then what about the VL value? What about the VL value? This is 1 ohm. The current flowing is 10 ampere. That means this value is also equal to 10 volts. Then if you change the resistance value, that means you change that impedance, whatever we are talking, this impedance that is connected to ideal source, that resistance value which is equal to 2 ohm. Now what is the current IL?
90.
Very good. This is 5 amperes, right? 10 by 2. IL, how we will calculate? the source voltage, which is 10 by 2 ohm is the resistance value. You will get 5 amperes. Then what is the value of VL? Can anyone tell me?
10 volts.
10.
Obviously 10 volts. This simple kind of simple explanation purpose only we are giving the simple circuit. Okay, we'll go for the bigger circuits also. You just remember this thing. If the value R value is changed to 5 ohm, what is the value of IL? This is reduced to 2 amperes obviously, but VL value again it is 10 ohms only.
10.
That means whatever the resistance or whatever the load, if you change the load, load changes means only load current is changing. In this case IL is changing, but the voltage value VL is always, it is constant. That means we are getting the straight line every time. Okay, that means here if you consider the internal resistance of this kind of a circuit, which is equal to 0. Why? Because if you change the impedance value or resistance value every time the load current is changing, with the change in the load current the VL value, voltage is not affecting, it is constant. For that reason you can call this kind of a voltage source is actually considered as a ideal voltage source. I hope it is clear. The simple point, only takeaway point is the internal resistance is 0, and with the change in the load also the voltage will be same, voltage is constant. This is the takeaway point. Okay, you remember that point only, that is important one. Then if you consider the second one, first we discussed about this ideal voltage source, next we will have discussion about practical voltage source. If you consider the practical voltage source, then in this case of practical voltage source, if you connect this voltage source to same ZL, for suppose some load is there, that practical voltage source actually connected to same like your experiment type, this is connected to ZL, but in practical case the practical one means definitely with the regulated power supply, there are so many equipments are actually inside to give the supply directly to this ZL, that is load impedance. For that reason, that internal wires, whatever we are connecting, we are actually having inside the practical voltage source, that will definitely have some resistance, very small also. We'll consider that resistance, that value is actually the representation of RS. Then in this case, if the circuit current is IL, then you have the VL value across this channel. In this case, you have here, you can see how to calculate the value of VL. For suppose if you want to calculate load voltage, obviously it is depends upon the current. In the previous case also we have calculated from the load current only. First we have calculated load current, then we have calculated load voltage. here in this case also, for calculation of load voltage, we always depends upon the load current. Okay, then but here there is some internal resistance is existing in series with the practical voltage source. This kind of practical voltage source, if there is some internal resistance is existing, then in that case the voltage is not at all constant, but it will have the characteristics. How you will actually calculate the characteristics of this kind of circuit, you can actually analyze from this. First we will write the equation for VL. What is the value of VL from this? Basically VL value you want to calculate. How much is the drop going away from VS? Actually the voltage is coming, but there is some drop here. The drop is equal to the current IL into RS, right? For calculation of VL, you need to deduct the drop. VL is equal to Vs minus IL into RS. As simple as that. That means previous case, if you are considering this VL and VS, VS is 10 volts and VL also 10 volts. Whenever you are having a ideal voltage source, VS is equal to VL. This is the important point. But it is an ideal voltage source. But if you are talking about the practical voltage source, there is some drop, right? There is some drop. If you are representing this kind of a line, then previous case you are having the exact straight line, that is the actual or practical voltage source line. Whenever you are having this value is equal to source voltage, for suppose, then if you draw the characteristics of IL and VL for this practical voltage source, the curve may be looking like different, that is a bit less, it is somewhat lesser than this value. What is this drop? This is actually the drop across internal resistance. For that reason, this is actually representing this line. Okay, that means this red line is showing the characteristics of the practical voltage source. What is happening, what is the bottom line here is, when you're considering the practical voltage source, it comes like a package. That means there is always internal resistance is existing for any kind of practical meter. If you are using a regulated power supply, there will be some internal resistance. That internal resistance here representing with RS. Okay, that means here we are actually load voltage is depends upon the load current. Here you can see the load voltage mainly depends upon the load current. When your load current is varying, based on that the load voltage also vary. For suppose this is the actual VS line, that is 10 volts you are supplying, based on that the internal resistance will act, then you will get the characteristics like this. Okay, if you want to understand more from this, you know already, then just for understanding purpose, with the practical 10 volts same supply I am taking. Okay, same 10 volt source, which is a practical one I am taking. This practical source is having small resistance, small internal resistance, that is equal to 1 ohm. Then there is a load resistance connected to this practical voltage source, that value is equal to R again. Then if you want to calculate the value of VL, that VL is existing across this R. if you change the R value directly, you will know what is the difference, what is happening inside the circuit. You will come to know easily. First, R value is equal to 1. When R value is equal to 1, what is the current in this case? Can anyone tell me? R value is equal to 1 ohm. What is the current value? 1 ohm plus 1 ohm. How much is the equivalent resistance?
5 amperes.
Obviously, this is 5 amperes. How she calculated is simple. 1 ohm and R is also 1 ohm. Both are in series. If both are in series, then the equivalent resistance is 2 ohm. Then only voltage source is existing. Voltage by resistance will give you the current value 10 by 2. That is 5 amperes. Then what is the value of VL? If the current is equal to 5 amperes, then what is the value of VL? Simply I into R, that is equal to 5 volts. That is equal to 5 volts. Right. Then if you increase the value, next case R value is equal to 3. For suppose R value is equal to 3. Then what is the current value?
2.5.
Very good. This value is 2.5. Why? Because 3 ohm plus 1 ohm, 4 ohm, 10 by 4, you will get 2.5 amperes. That means if you have 2.5 amperes current, then what is the load voltage value? The multiplication of these two. 3 into 2.5. Okay. 3 into 2.5. How much is the value?
7.5.
7.5.
7.5 volts you are getting. Then if you increase further this resistance value 4 ohm, 4 plus 1 5 ohm, 10 volts by 5 ohm, that will give you simply 2 amperes. Then if it is 2 amperes, then you can calculate the VL value. 2 amperes into 4 ohm, how much this one? This is equal to 8 volts.
8.
The simple understanding here with the practical voltage source is whenever you are considering the value of IL, this is IL, the load current if you are talking, whenever this IL is increasing, what is happening to the VL? It is obviously decreasing, right? You understand this point? IL is simply from 0 to 5 amperes, it is increasing. Then what happens? The 8 volts to 5 volts, it is decreasing. That means the IL value from 0 origin to it is, if it is the current value is increasing, then obviously the VL value decreases. Okay, as the load current IL increases, the VL value is decreases. Getting everyone? The simple point. This kind of voltage sources are practical voltage sources. They come with the some internal resistance existing. Simple understanding purpose for that one. Then if you talking about the current source, the same case, if you are talking about the current source, then in case of current source, first we'll talk about the ideal one. Okay, in case of ideal current source, you have a circuit with the current source. For suppose this current source is connected to some ZL, that is impedance. This is ZL. This is the varying impedance. For suppose if you want to calculate this current is actually source current IS. The same current will flow into this load. This is also IS only. We can calculate the VL value across this ZL. What happens here is, when you consider the value of load current, that is in this branch current flowing is IL, then both the currents are same. Why? Because it is a simple circuit with the series connection. That series connection, highest value is equal to IL. That means if you change the voltage, okay, voltage if you are changing, but the current value, if you are actually drawing the characteristics VL versus IL, actually you will get constant in case of ideal current source. Why? Because you have IS is equal to IL. The simple understanding from this one is, the load current, whatever you are talking, the load current always it is independent of this voltage. Why? Because this is directly connected from the source, that is source current source, right? Whatever the current source which is actually producing the current IS, that in that case there is no point of load voltage, there is no dependency. Okay, when you are talking about ideal current source, in this case of ideal current source, if you are talking about, the simple point you have to remember is, the load current, whatever we are talking, the load current is always independent, always independent of load voltage. That means there is no dependency on the load voltage. For that reason you will get IS is equal to IL. There is no dependency in between these two. Okay, for that you can directly have the example. For suppose you have a circuit, with this circuit you have 5 ampere current source, for suppose. Then for this 5 ampere current source, if you have connected a resistor, if you have connected simple a resistor, then if you want to calculate the value of VL across this resistor, then the current flowing in this, that is for suppose the value is IL, then a simple thing you can actually analyze from this. 5 ampere source is there, right? 5 ampere source is there. If I am varying the value, R value is equal to 1 ohm. R value is equal to 1 ohm. What is the value of VL? Can anyone tell me? R value is equal to 1 ohm. The current is equal to 5 ampere. What is the value of VL? That is equal to simply
5 volts.
5 volts. IL value is equal to 5 amperes. When you are calculating the value of resistor for the 2 ohm, for suppose, then if you are having a 2 ohm resistor here, if you are connecting 2 ohm resistor here, then in that case the current still flowing only 5 ampere, right? The current flowing in this circuit is 5 ampere only, but whenever you are calculating the value of VL, what is the value of VL? That is current into this resistance. Current is same, but the voltage now it is 10 volts. Current is actually equal to source current, that is 5 ampere only. If you have the value with the 3 ohm, then what happens? This one is 15 volts it will become, but you will get the current which is equal to 5 ampere only. That means what we need to understand from this ideal current source is, with the increase in VL, IL is constant. If it is increasing, the VL value is increasing from 5 volts to 15 volts. VL value is increased, but what about this IL value? It is constant. That means the IL value is not at all depend upon this PL value. That's what you have to remember. That is the bottom line. Okay, for any ideal current source. Okay, then you can ask me, what is this, sir? You have told in the point of internal resistance for the voltage source, which is the ideal one. What about the internal resistance of ideal current source? You can ask me. Okay, then whenever you are considering here, whatever we are talking about, IL is constant. We are talking about, when you are talking about this ideal current source, it will have infinite internal resistance. If you consider the internal resistance of this ideal current source, internal resistance is infinite for any ideal current source. You just remember this point also. That is important one. Whenever you are having internal resistance, this value definitely equal to infinity in case of ideal current source. Okay, this is very important. Internal resistance of any ideal current source is actually infinity, and also the another takeaway point is, whenever you increase the load voltage for any ideal current source, the IL value, which is equal to constant every time. Why? Because this load current is independent of load voltage. That's what we have discussed. Load current is independent of load voltage. As you vary the load voltage, the value of IL is same. For that reason, the next part, if you are talking about the practical current source, if you are talking about practical current source, then simple, same like the practical voltage source. For suppose if you are having a practical voltage source, there is some internal resistance existing in series with that. That's what we have discussed in case of practical voltage source. This is the practical voltage source. It is having in series some resistance for that meter. Same, if you are considering any current source or current source meter, then in this case of practical current sources, there is a current source always. For suppose that current source value is IS, then there existing some internal resistance in parallel with this current source, that is equal to RS, for suppose. Then you are connecting this kind of a current source, practical current source, to the value of ZL. This is some impedance, that is varying impedance, for suppose. Then if you want to calculate VL across this one, this ZL, and what is the current flow, if you want to check, you can check. Then if you draw the characteristics of VL versus IL, what we will observe, we will see. Okay, that is actually the interesting thing about this practical current source. When you draw this practical, actually voltage source versus current source, then you will get the curve same like practical voltage source curve. Whenever you're having VL on x-axis and IL on y-axis, for suppose, then in that case, in the ideal current source case, you are having the constant current. Why? Because it is independent of load voltage. For that reason we got constant value. But this value is always, in case of ideal case, this value is equal to is, but in this case of practical case, there is some delay. Some current will go away, that will be absorbed by this internal resistance Rs. By this internal resistance of Rs. How? You can see here. Here up to this point, the current value is equal to Is. Okay, is that clear? Then at this point, at this junction, this current Is is dividing into two parts. One current will go to IL, then other current will go this way. The other current will go this way. If you write the equation for this kind of junction, then you know Kirchhoff's current law. According to that, Is is equal to, that is, Is is divided into two parts, IL plus IRS, or suppose IR, let us suppose. That means the current flowing through the resistance. Okay, what is this value? Current flowing through the resistance. That is equal to, that is voltage here, both the cases same. That is equal to VL only. That means if you calculate this value, that is IR is definitely directly right. Directly write it here. In place of IR, directly I'll write the voltage. Okay, that voltage value is equal to VL, and if you want to calculate the value of IR, that is current value, simply you can write this value voltage by resistance, that is RS. That means here we are drawing versus IL. From this equation, this is the curve representing the simple equation, this one only, IL equation. IL is actually equal to IS minus
VL by
PL by RS. This is what the difference from the value of source current. That's what that is happening because of the internal resistance existing for this practical current source. I hope it is clear. Okay. If you have any kind of a confusion, I'll give you example also. If you have a current source, for suppose you have a current source, that current source is 5 amperes, that current source is 5 amperes, then there is some internal resistance for this current source. That simple small internal resistance value is 1 ohm, let us suppose. Then you are giving this practical current source, you are connecting this practical current source to R, some resistance R. Then if you want to check IL and VL is across this R and IL value is this one, then simple understanding, from this we will understand the properties of practical current source. Okay, for suppose in the first case R value is equal to 1 ohm, then what is the value of VL? VL you will get, it is equal to 2.5 volts. Is that correct? You are getting this value? How you are getting? R value is 1 ohm, right? R value is equal to 1 ohm. Then what is the equivalent resistance? What is the equivalent resistance? Can anyone tell us?
0.5.
1 by 2. Then you are having current which is equal to 5 ampere. Current which is equal to 5 ampere. Then in that case, 5 ampere is coming up to this point. Then that 5 ampere will divide equally. That means 2.5 amperes will go through this 1 ohm, then this 2.5 ohm, sorry, 2.5 amperes will go this way. Then if you multiply 2.5 amperes into this R, that will give you VL. VL is actually existing here across R. Okay, that value which is equal to 2.5 volts. If you calculate the current, that is also equal to 2.5 amperes. Then can anyone tell me what is the value of R value if we increase to 2 ohm? What is the value of VL? R value we increase to 2 ohm. What is the value of? This is the last calculation. I won't give you again. Okay. Can anyone tell me? 2 ohm is the R value. What is the value of VL?
3.33 volts.
Very good. That means 10 by 3. Simple, same calculation. If you calculate like that, you will get 3.33. That is equal to 10 by 3 volts. What about the current? What about the current value? That is equal to, you are getting as IL, which is equal to 1 by 3 amperes. Okay. There are two currents. Okay. One is IS, that is equal to 5 amperes. That is equal to 5 amperes. But other current we are calculating, that IL value. Okay. If you are doing equivalent, okay, 1 ohm in parallel with 2 ohm, then you will get R equivalent. Then R equivalent, that value of 5 ampere, if you multiply, you will get the value of IS, not the value of IL. You will get the value of IS, but that IS is divided into two parts here. Then you have to apply current division rule. Then you will get the value of IL. Okay, that IL value you are getting as 1 by 3 amperes. You understood? You have any doubt at this stage? How we got this 1 by 3? You have any doubt? This 10 by 3 is 3.33. They are telling. Okay, 3.33. This is the value. Okay. What is the observation what you made from this one? In terms of VL and IL. Can anyone tell me? Observation. What is the observation you made in terms of these values from this table, this particular table? In terms of VL and IL, these are the values. You have increased the resistance, okay? You have increased the resistance, it's okay. And what happened with that increase in the resistance? The value of voltage, that is VL value also increased. Okay, VL value also increased from 2.5 to 3.33. The VL value increases, then obviously the opposite thing happens here for the IL. That IL value is decreasing. Definitely, this is happens in case of practical current source. I hope it is clear. That means load current is depends upon load voltage here. The load current is always depends upon the load voltage in case of practical current source. That is the bottom line. You have to remember this point. That is enough. Okay. Then if you consider the dependent sources, we'll complete this within 10 minutes. Okay, we'll stop with these dependent sources. Basically, dependent sources are depend upon the circuit parameters we'll call. Where they'll depend, we'll see now. The first we are talking about voltage controlled voltage source. Okay, these dependent sources. In these dependent sources, first one we have voltage controlled voltage source. Then this, how we are representing dependent sources, same like the circle or any other notation for these dependent sources.
Rhombus.
Very good. There is a representation that is different to the independent sources. You have to represent the dependent sources with the rhombus. Then if you are writing the dependent source, the dependent source is voltage controlled voltage source. That means this is voltage source. That means I am writing plus minus, that will give you voltage source symbol. Plus minus is voltage source symbol, that is dependent source we are talking. That means voltage controlled voltage source we are talking. The source is actually voltage source, which is controlling this voltage source, voltage only controlling. That means there is some value, some circuit parameter V1, that voltage value. That voltage value is actually controlling this voltage source. For that reason, we are calling this one as voltage control voltage source. That means there is a circuit parameter, voltage 1, the V1. This circuit parameter will change the value of this voltage source particularly. Okay, voltage controlled voltage source means you will have the source is voltage source, but that voltage source is depend upon the other voltage. That other voltage is V1. This is actually the circuit parameter. Whether you are connecting this dependent source, voltage controlled voltage source in a circuit, in that circuit it is depends upon this value. Then the other one is voltage controlled current source. Voltage controlled current source, right? That means you have the current source with you. In this, you have current source. It is telling clearly. First is the last part. This is the current source it is giving you. On which it is depending, it is depends upon the voltage. There is another circuit parameter. I'll take this as V2, some other voltage value. Okay, that means this current source is depends upon the another circuit parameter V2. Okay, then there is a current controlled voltage source. That means you have, okay, I'll write here, the current controlled voltage source. That means this is also a voltage source. This is also a voltage source. That means inside you will have voltage only, but it is depends upon the current value. The current may be the circuit parameter I1. This is K I1. For suppose some constant into I1, this circuit parameter will vary this voltage source value. For that reason, it is depends upon this voltage source is depends upon this current value. For that reason, don't confuse here. Okay, some people may confuse with this. This is simple. Source is actually, it is telling you voltage source. This is the voltage source and it is depends upon current. For that reason, it is called as current controlled. Current is controlling this voltage source. For that reason, in this case, I1 is controlling this voltage source, that is KI1. Okay. Then other case you have current controlled current source. That means you will have a current source with you, but it is depends upon another current. Maybe that is flowing in another element. This current is controlled by some other current. That current maybe you can take as I2. That I2 current will vary, can vary. If it is varying one, then this current source value also vary. That means this current source is always depends upon the other current. That other current is KI2. Okay, then we'll understand what are all these. If inside a circuit, if you connect, how they'll actually depend, we'll see. For suppose you have a normal voltage source, okay, I am drawing the circle. Normal voltage source you have, then you have a 2 ohm resistor, then another 2 ohm resistor. For suppose this is V1, this is 2 ohm, and this is also 2 ohm, let us suppose. Then there is a voltage controlled voltage source. This is actually a voltage source, okay, but this value varying based on the voltage of V1, that is 2 into V1. This is actually voltage controlled voltage source. Okay, that means this voltage source basically depends upon the voltage V1. This is actually depends on V1. That means for suppose this kind of a circuit is there, this is 4 ohm, and you have another voltage source here, this is normal voltage source V2. Okay, I hope you got this kind of a circuit. For suppose you have, then you will have here the voltage controlled voltage source. This dependent source is always depends upon the voltage V1. For that reason it is called as voltage controlled voltage source. For suppose in this place you have at the same place you have this one. For suppose in this 4 ampere this branch, the current flowing is I1, let us suppose. The remaining circuit is same, only I am indicating this is as I1. Okay, this is as I1. Can anyone tell me what is this kind of a source? What is this kind of a source?
Current control current source.
Very good. This is the current source. It is depends upon the current. That depends upon I1. Okay. That means this is current controlled current source. Okay. This is depends upon I1. Then simply another one I'll give. This will stop today. Then here this one is actually 2 into V1 is connected at this place. Okay, remaining circuit is same. This is 2 ohm and this one is volts, and everything is same up to V2. And what is this kind of a circuit? This kind of dependent source. Can anyone tell me?
Voltage controlled current source.
Exactly. Voltage control. This is actually a current source, but this current source is controlled or depends upon the voltage V1. That V1 is connected here. Okay, the same circuit we are considered. For that reason, the voltage V1 will decide the current, how much is flowing through this one. That current, if you want to calculate, that current is equal to 2V1. The current is equal to 2V1 in this case of voltage controlled current source, that is depends upon the voltage V1. For that reason, there is a difference between the independent sources and dependent sources. Okay, the important point you have to note here in this case of dependent sources is dependent source is linear with respect to their controlled variable. For suppose you are having, if you look at that I, whatever we are talking, that value we are talking I is equal to 2 into V1 here in this case. Then this curve is same like if you draw, it is like a y is equal to mx only, same like a straight line. That means here the dependent source is this current source, right? The dependent source is always, the dependent source always actually varying linear with the controlled variable. Here the controlled variable is voltage. With respect to that controlled variable V1, this I value will vary linearly. That is the thing. Not only this voltage controlled current source, okay, for all the cases, in case of this also, voltage controlled voltage source, in this case also, the important point you have to notice, whenever the dependent source you consider, the dependent source is always linear with respect to their controlled variable. Here what is controlling? The voltage is controlling this voltage dependent, right? This is voltage source, it is depends upon the voltage. This voltage, whatever you are talking, that source voltage, that is always linear with respect to V1. For that reason, you have to note the simple point here is whenever you are considering the dependent sources, for that reason we are calling this as K. This is like a slope, y is equal to mx slope, this much, whatever the constant you can take, that much is, it is varying. This here 2 times, maybe somewhere 4 times, 10 times like that. For that reason, dependent source is linear with respect to their controlled variable. Okay, always you have to note this point in case of dependent sources. You have any doubt at this stage? Anyone, if you have any kind of a doubt at this stage, you can ask. Write that note at the end of these dependent sources. Okay. You have any doubt at this stage? If you have any kind of a doubt, you can ask. You can unmute yourself, you can ask about the sources. I hope it is clear. Okay. Why I have created the WhatsApp group is actually to communicate. Okay. If you're comfortable, then you can join through the WhatsApp group. If you have any problem with the WhatsApp, you can create the Telegram group also. Okay. If you have any problem, okay, you can tell us that. If you don't have any kind of